Danielle Smith puts immigration and entitlements on notice. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith is no longer avoiding the most volatile issue in Canadian politics: who gets access to taxpayer-funded services, and when. Her argument is blunt: entitlements should follow contribution. Smith pointed to the United Kingdom, governed by a socialist prime minister, where policymakers are now openly discussing proposals that would require newcomers to work and pay taxes for up to 10 years before accessing certain social programs. If those conversations are happening in socialist countries, Smith said, they are conversations Canada needs to have. Pay in before you draw out. Smith posed a question that cuts to the core of Canada's social contract. Should someone be required to work and be a taxpayer for a defined period before becoming eligible for publicly funded services? She was explicit about which programs could be affected: healthcare, public education, taxpayer-supported childcare. You have to pay into the system, Smith said. Under her thinking, access to full public benefits would no longer be automatic upon arrival. Instead, eligibility would be earned, clearly defined and tied to time spent contributing. Citizenship comes with privileges. Smith rejected the idea that all residents should be treated the same regardless of legal status. She argued that citizenship and permanent residency carry privileges, and until someone reaches that status, they should not expect the same access to public services. Until somebody becomes a permanent resident or citizen, we'll treat them like tourists, Smith said. Her comparison was intentionally stark. Tourists do not arrive in foreign countries expecting free health care, schooling for their children, or subsidized child care. Language gaps and strained classrooms. The Premier also pointed to a sharp rise in English language learners in Alberta schools, a trend she says exposes a serious failure in Canada's immigration screening. Canada's points-based immigration system is supposed to reward language proficiency. Yet Alberta schools are seeing growing numbers of students who lack even basic English skills. Smith says that reality is placing additional strain on classrooms, teachers, and education budgets already under pressure. Ottawa's post-COVID immigration surge. Smith reserved her harshest criticism for the federal Liberal government. She says Ottawa dramatically increased immigration after COVID without consulting provinces, without public input, and without regard for capacity. The result, she argues, has been predictable and severe. Overburdened healthcare systems, crowded schools, rising housing prices and rents, higher food costs, a tighter job market. Everything is impacted, Smith said, warning that public servants and public systems are now at a breaking point. A made-in-Alberta immigration model. Despite the controversy, Smith insists her position is not anti-immigration. Alberta, she notes, is built by immigrants. But she is calling for a made-in-Alberta immigration system, similar to Quebec's, that prioritizes language ability, cultural integration, job readiness. Her preferred model focuses on economic migrants, people who arrive with work, pay taxes immediately, and support themselves before accessing public benefits. Her message is unmistakable. Contribution must come before entitlement, a debate Canada can no longer avoid. Smith's remarks have already ignited fierce backlash, and she appears unfazed. She points out that countries across Europe, including traditionally left-leaning governments, are having the same discussions. The question now facing Canada is no longer whether this debate is appropriate, but whether the country can afford to keep avoiding it. Other newcomers should automatically receive full access to public health care, education, and social programs without first paying into the system. In remarks that are already sending shockwaves through the political class, Smith openly questioned whether this is one of the most consequential conversations Canada has faced in years, and it affects every taxpayer. Do you agree that access to public services should be earned through contribution? Or should benefits begin the moment someone arrives? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who needs to hear this debate, because silence is how these decisions get made without you.